Thanks, Arun. Microsoft Fabric is built from the ground up to enable you to leverage next-generation AI with your data. This starts with Copilot being built into every Fabric experience to accelerate your productivity and help you unlock insights with your data. We're also enabling you to seamlessly tap into Azure OpenAI models to create AI plugins to deliver custom AI experiences on your data. Finally, Fabric delivers AI-powered insights that not only help you understand your business, but also help you bridge the gap between insights and action. Most importantly, the Microsoft Cloud runs on trust. Trust has been a fundamental promise built into the Microsoft Cloud since the very beginning. Data is the fuel that powers AI technology, and you need to trust what your technology partners are doing with your data. There are three fundamental promises we make with the Microsoft Cloud. First, your data is your data. It is not our data. That means it is yours to own and control. Second, your data is not used to train or enrich the foundational AI models used by others, only for your organization's benefit for your data and your processes. Third, your data is protected at every step by the most comprehensive enterprise compliance and security controls in the industry. First, I want to share with you how we're integrating Copilot into every Fabric experience to help you accelerate your productivity. Because Copilot is integrated everywhere in Fabric, you have an intelligent assistant transforming how you work. Copilot will work alongside you from data integration to data engineering and data science, through to data warehousing and all the way to your reporting and analytics solutions. With Copilot Accelerated Solutions, we can move away from product-specific tools that require niche expertise to focus on turning your ideas into reality. This lets us move from needing to master complex tools to working with a creative assistant, from being siloed in specific products to working in a cross-cutting experience, and from being focused on manually building artifacts to refining automatically generated content. Most importantly, with Copilot, you're always in control. You decide what to keep, modify, or discard. To see this in action, we're going to take a look at Copilot working in each Fabric experience. Let's start by taking a sneak peek at Copilot in Data Factory. With Copilot in Data Factory, you can effortlessly create complex pipelines using natural language. You can even use Copilot to get helpful suggestions for the next steps in preparing your data. To start, you'll notice that Copilot shows up on the landing page. And right away, I can give Copilot a description of the tasks I want to achieve. Let's ask Copilot to copy data from SQL to a container in blob storage. It smartly provides a list of connections, so I don't have to remember the exact name of the connection I want to use. Let's choose Contoso Sales SQL in the Finance blob storage. I can also request Copilot to perform additional activities to help us build a metadata-driven pipeline, such as looking up the country name column from the country metadata table to obtain the source tables based on the listed countries. This command will immediately create activities on the canvas, including lookup for each and a well-parameterized copy activity. I could also regenerate the pipeline for an alternative one, allowing me to choose the best generated pipeline for my use case. To regenerate, let's click on the Regenerate button, and Copilot has regenerated the alternative pipeline with the same input that was passed earlier, giving me more options to work from. Additionally, Copilot gives me IntelliSense for a connection selection and suggests the next steps. In this case, let's click on Run this pipeline. And within seconds, the pipeline has executed successfully. As you can see, Copilot creates a completely new paradigm for doing data prep and transformation. And not only that, we're also integrating new transformation steps to directly leverage models from Azure OpenAI within your data pipelines. Next, let's take a look at how Copilot is being integrated into data engineering workloads to see how with just natural language we can model and transform data. As a data scientist, I've been given the assignment to explore relevant data and identify trends that financial analysts can use to make better decisions. First, I'd like to explore the data so I can understand it. I'll start by opening up a notebook inside the Fabric Data Science homepage. Instead of starting from a blank canvas, let's use Copilot to get some suggestions on how to segment my data. Copilot helps me create a Pandas data frame query, pulling in relevant data about the company's sales history and profitability from 2022. The Python code looks great, so I have Copilot insert it into the notebook as a new cell, and I execute it. Immediately, I get a data frame with lots of historical sales information across multiple industries. It's a good start, but I want to explore the data further. To do this, I open up a new code cell. I can use Copilot right inside the cell to help me generate code. I'm going to type %% and use IPython magic commands powered by Azure OpenAI. I can ask to break out the data frame by industry and group similar industries together by category through natural language. And just like that, I receive data about the industries with the highest profit margins. Now I'd like to perform some k-nearest neighbors analysis on the data. I'm going to add another code cell. Let's add to the start of the code I want to write. And immediately you can see Copilot auto-completed the rest of the code. I can just hit Tab to accept it. But when I try to run it, you'll see I get an error. Not from the auto-completed Copilot code, but because I didn't import the mflow package. Fortunately, I can just click Fix with Copilot, and Copilot will update my code and correctly import mflow at the top of the cell. And now when I execute, I see my data visualized. As you've seen, Copilot in Notebooks helps boost the productivity and upskill data engineers and data scientists. And more than just helping users write code faster, Copilot can help users understand how code is working and even work with users to understand how best to analyze their data. Now, let's take a look at some of the ways Copilot is being integrated into Synapse data warehousing. I'm going to start with a new query editor to explore my sales data. To get started, I click the Copilot button on the top ribbon. I can now simply ask a quick question to Copilot. Show me my top customers by sales over the last 24 months. Copilot analyzes my question and outputs a SQL query which shows me the query I need to get the answer I'm looking for. Let's have Copilot insert the query into the editor and run it. And just like that, I have my query and the data result. But we can go way further. Now I'd like to share this answer with my colleagues, but add to it. I want to show my top 10 customers in any given month. So let's ask Copilot, help me turn the last query into a table value function where I can parameterize the time frame by month, but for my top 10 customers, and then run the function. Not only does Copilot know to start from the previous query, but it'll also change it to meet my new needs. For me personally, whose SQL is a little rusty, this lets me get started working with data much more quickly and for much more advanced queries. Here, Copilot updated the SQL, wrapped it in a table-valued function, parameterized it, and created the script to execute it. I just click on Insert, and all I need to do is execute the script to see the results. Again, we've seen how Copilot helps users work faster and smarter. Even more exciting, I'm happy to share that we're also adding capabilities to accelerate data warehousing migrations using Copilot, which will be an incredible way to accelerate modernization of your data platform. We're also bringing Copilot into Data Activator so you can monitor and drive action as your data changes using Copilot. Let's take a look. Here I am in Data Activator. I have data here streaming in from Event Hub, and I can see the events arrive in real time. The data is about packages that we're monitoring. I can see shippers, recipients, how long they've been in transit, and things like temperature and humidity. Let's use Copilot to set up a trigger that sends an email whenever the package temperature crosses above 105 degrees. Take it as an average over the course of the last hour. Just by describing this in natural language, Copilot creates the object with all the steps needed in Data Activator. I can see it sending an email, review that it has the temperature correct, and that it's doing an average over an hour. And I can validate it with the test. So let's switch over and see that it's generated the email correctly, which it has. And now I can go back and start the trigger, so it's going to be monitoring data in the background. This is a great example of a case where setting up a rule is easy in natural language with Copilot, but doing so manually is very challenging. With Data Activator, you can connect insights as they happen with systems of action, and Copilot makes setting up these triggers as easy as describing rules in natural language. Next, I want to talk about how we're bringing the power of next-generation AI directly to your data. Microsoft Fabric provides easy built-in access to leading AI models to enhance your data and applications. Just by bringing your data into OneLake, you're set up to start using generative AI with your data. To give you an idea of how this works, let's take a look at some upcoming capabilities to create AI plugins in Fabric for your data. Here I am in a Fabric workspace where I want to show you how I can easily create an AI plugin for my data. Let's say I want to make it easy for my colleagues on the sales team to ask questions about our sales data. To do this, I'm going to create a new AI plugin using our sales warehouse data. I provide a name and I'm on my way. I have a few options for the type of plugin I want to create to help me get started quickly. Let's pick the first option, to answer natural language questions about my data. Immediately, I'm dropped into a preview mode where I can start asking questions about the data in the sales warehouse. I can ask a question in natural language, and through the power of generative AI, a SQL query is generated for me behind the scenes that answers my question. Fabric automatically provides the AI model with the context it needs, such as the schema, so it can generate effective responses. I want to make some changes to the base functionality, so let's configure the plugin. Here I'm shown an overview of how the plugin is put together. Adding or removing specific tables from the plugin is as easy as selecting a checkbox, and I can configure each component of the plugin as well. For instance, here I can adjust the prompting that gets sent to the model alongside the internal meta prompts. I can also get a preview of the response from the large language model, which is useful for debugging. It is easy to publish the plugin in many formats. I want my sales team to be able to access this data in Teams through Microsoft 365 Business Chat, so I'll select the M365 Copilot option. There's a few more steps to configure from the Business Chat side, but I'm going to just jump ahead and start a conversation with my Copilot in Teams. Here I can ask my question, and now Copilot can get answers directly from the sales warehouse. And if I switch back to my Fabric workspace, we can see the lineage view for the plugin. And not only that, the plugin is seamlessly integrated with my other data artifacts in Fabric. This includes sensitivity labels being automatically inherited, as well as data access and security, including row-level security being built in. AI plugins, such as the example of enabling Q&A for your data, will let you deliver unique value and experiences for your data. As you can see, we're working to make creating AI plugins simple through low-code experiences built into Fabric.